Z Fold 3 5G. Have it in my hands. I got it on Saturday. We are hopefully this time going to be live. Let's see how everything's looking. All right. So there's a few things I want to talk about for the phone. There's quite a good amount of stuff that is mentioning, and it's very worthy. Okay. Yeah, we're good. We're live. Okay, I'm happy that we got that this time. The previous attempt was not so good, but we're live. So I got the chat open. I'm waiting in for people to trickle in. Okay, we got one person. Hello. So welcome to the live stream. So this is the Z Fold 3, the third generation Fold. I had the first generation Fold. I gifted that to a family member. So this Z Fold 3. Differences between the first generation and the second. So the second had a matte back as well. The second was actually the second. Did it have a matte back? Nah, it did. It had a glossy back too. Like the first one. Now this has a matte black, a matte back. The color is black. Though I was kind of going to get the green, but the green was not available in store. So I went to pick it up at the AT&T store in Miami. So here is the cameras. The cameras are actually a lot better than the previous Folds. So you have your zoom, you have wide angle, and you have your standard camera. So that's cool. Telephoto, standard, and your wide. So this is awesome. The hinge where Fold is different. So this is now IPX water resistant, which means that it can resist the water. Not like an iPhone or S21 Ultra where you could just dunk it and it's fine. So you will get some issues with the hinge. Like it's a repellent liquid, so there's an oleophobic coating inside that repels the water. So I wouldn't recommend dunking this in the water. The hinge is a lot smoother, so if I leave it at an angle, so this actually was debuted last year. When you leave it at an angle, it'll stay at that angle unless I make the force to close it. However, if you're doing a one-handed, so sometimes I'll do one-handed and I'll go like this and then kind of pry it like that. It's doable. It's a little more difficult though than the first one that I had. So
I'm not sure I understand.
I'm not talking to you, Siri. Okay, so let me look at the view count. We're good. Okay, so for example, I'm going to talk about accessibility now, and this is why I do this video, because this device is my favorite phone for the visually impaired. Okay, so the screen is bigger, and if I use zoom, besides the screen being bigger, there's no camera hole that is visible. However, if I go off axis, there is a camera on the top corner. So you can, oh yeah, it's on this side. You can see the camera, but it's very, there it is. Okay, I just saw it right there. That's the camera right there. You can barely see it if you really, really look for it. But if I go to the camera app and I do a selfie, you can actually see the pixels turn black on the camera when I go to the camera app and they're shown. So that's awesome. The other thing that for accessibility, this is great because of course you get more screen real estate, better. And then for zooming, the zoom, you have a lot more screen real estate for that. The line, so the divider, the line between the screen, the crease is not visible directly. So if I go like this, which is how you see, how can I get this? There you go, like that, you don't notice it when you're using the phone. But if you go off angle, slightly off angle, you can see that. the crease is a little bit deeper in the newer models because the crease, when you fold, the hinge is a little more tight. I don't know if this was last year's device that had this, or is it this year, the first one that has this tight crease, but it's a thing. Yeah, the next thing I want to mention is the support for the folding. I don't know what to call this, but basically, okay, so video perception. You're watching my video, and I fold the screen, and you can see on the bottom, you can see the chat, and on the top, you can see the video. Now, I like this for one reason, and one very good reason. For live streaming, if I want it for streaming, and say you're doing something, you're watching a video and it's some kind of live stream like this one, you can go on the bottom and actually do your thing. But I have one complaint. For accessibility, my only complaint that I've noticed so far is if I go like this to zoom in, it zooms in on the top too. I would like to be able to zoom in on the bottom and the video to keep playing on the top. So that is my perspective from a visually impaired user of the Galaxy Z Fold 3. That is that. So durability wise, it is more durable. Besides being IPX7, so that's awesome. There is something that I did notice that was kind of interesting. I brought it to I brought it to the water, so basically to the beach. I didn't submerge it or anything, but I did. Let me close an app that opened here. But I did kind of get it a little bit wet on purpose just to see how it could withstand. And I did notice one thing. If it had a little bit of water inside, like the salt water, so I just rinsed it with sweet water, normal water, fresh water, and the noise of the hinge went away. This hinge is actually quieter than any of the other previous folds. So it's very quiet. It's not that hard crinkling sound that I had on my other one. So that's cool. It's very durable for that. The other thing that I enjoy is you don't have to. So if you wear glasses or you wear some kind of weird, I'd say weird. Hold on. Here it is. If you wear something like this, like an eye augmentation device, like my Beach or Mirage binocular, you have to train the vision scanner, the vision sensor on here. So it does have face detection. The Galaxy Z Fold 3 has a face detection, but when you have something like this on, sometimes it works and it's hit or miss. You have to set two profiles: one face recognition without your augmented facial device, and one with. So that's the trick that I've learned with this phone. So if I double tap and let me see, how can I show you this? And I almost put myself on blast. Okay. Samsung Pay almost showed up. Okay, hold on. Let me show you this. Hold on. Let me get this right. Okay. So if I swipe up, it unlocks without me doing anything. So the fingerprint's on the right. I'm gonna swipe up, get myself in the view. Okay, I can't show you because of the angle, but no fingerprint. Okay, it locked up on me there. Oh, there you go. So it's hit or miss, the facial detection, as you see. It worked fine the first time, and this is without glasses. Okay, access denied. I have to put my fingerprint. So the fingerprint on the side is must have, because the facial recognition is not completely reliable. It's not even near the level that Face ID is. But I give Samsung, their kudos for having a solid, alternative biometric. So primary biometric, definitely fingerprint. So the new thing that I like is this front screen here. It is more borderless, I guess. So it does go more to the border. So before you on the Z Fold original, the OG Fold, the Fold 2 had a little bit smaller display, and it had the little bump in the middle here, the notch. There's no notch. Like there's not the notch on here is not as big. Let me open up Chrome let me go to just a white page so that you can see what's going on. Okay. So a page like Google, I'm gonna go full screen with zoom just so that you can only see the white color on the screen. There you go. So the bump, the notch on the top is smaller. So this is cool that it's way smaller than last year's Z Fold 2. So the Z Fold 3 has a smaller bump, and the bezels go up to the top and to the bottom. So the first fold actually, what happened here? Oh, because it went back. Okay, I see you, phone. Trying to put me. Okay, there you go. So there you go. This the camera bump is smaller. That does have a sacrifice. So the front facing cameras on both the inside screen and outside screen is kind of bad. So I mean it's mediocre. You could use them for your normal selfies. They're not gonna be high quality like 4K, but they'll be fine. 1080p. So that's something that you do sacrifice, but you do have a smaller hole punch camera. And honestly, those of us who use folding phones, we always have another phone, a primary phone. So this is more of a get things done phone with a larger screen. That's basically the objective of this phone for most of us. So if you are using it as a primary phone, then just keep in mind that you're gonna have to use the rear camera if you want high quality pictures, selfies. Yeah, the front facing screen is just a lot better. I wish they could remove this border on the right here on the left hand side of the phone. I think that is the only annoying thing right now. It's kind of big, but I understand why that's there, and I probably imagine next year they're gonna get rid of this bezel on the left hand side of the phone. What else? I mean. Oh, we got a few comments here. Let me open up the phone so I can read it better. Okay. So, Austin says, hi, Austin. Can you downside the voice from the acapella TTS engine? Download the... I'm not sure if you're referring to Android. I mean, you can definitely. It's Android, but I've never worked with acapella text to speech. I have seen about 2 or 3 requests for that. I'll have to take a look at that and see. To dive into that, that'd be cool. So yeah, this phone it's just so good. Honestly, it's the best phone for the visually impaired. And I'm gonna be honest, I use the iPhone for my tasks that I'm like, okay, there's certain tasks that are better on iOS, certain apps, I'll use that on iOS. So for scale perspective, so basically I'll use the Android phone to fold. I'll use it for productivity and entertainment, but I'll use the iPhone for certain tasks like email clients, managing my emails. I prefer to do that on iPhone. My business emails are managed on this one because I use Outlook, and Outlook is fine. On Android and iOS, it's the same thing, so I'll use Outlook for business on this phone. So for scale, I'm gonna grab my iPhone 12 Pro Max, and I'm gonna put it so if I do it like this, Hold on. Stop turning on, phone. Stay off. So if I do like this, the iPhone is about half the width of a little bit, about 60% width of the Fold, and about 10% taller. I give percents for those who are totally blind or low vision enough that you can't see what I just did there, putting the two phones together. So yeah, 60% width. So the iPhone takes up 60% width of the Galaxy Z Fold 3 because the screen is a little bit bigger on the new Z Fold 3, which I am so happy of. And also the width is 10% taller. The iPhone 12 Pro Max is 12% taller than the Z Fold 3. So aspect ratio is a little bit different. All right. What else do we talk about here? Let's talk about what came in the box. I already gave away my charger, my cable, because I don't use it. But here, for those who are curious, this is the box. Is it backwards? Yeah. It has a big Z on it, and if I open it, it came with a charger in here, a little wire, nothing in here, and inside of the box we have some AT&T documentation. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, there's a SIM card ejection tool, which you are gonna need. Can I put this back in here? Will it go back? Oh, trying to put this back in here now. Yeah, there is. There we go. So it does come with a SIM ejection tool thing that I already lost. Interesting. So yeah, the SIM card ejection tool thing goes in there. But you know, I unboxed it in the car, and I couldn't wait to do a live stream of me unboxing it. I mean, let's be real. That's like torture, just having the device in hand and not being able to open it. Nah, I'd rather just give you guys a review. Yeah, so the box only comes with the phone. It's very thin. Yeah, pretty cool box. It says Galaxy Z Fold 3 5G on the side. I'm happy with the phone. And honestly, if you are looking for a folding phone, I can tell you one thing. Prices are going down. So currently, the Z Fold 3, this one is $7.99. Last year's and the years before was $9.99. So I would imagine that in 2 years, folding phones will be down to $1,400 US. What a dream. Being able to pay a little bit less every 2 years for the same phone. You know, of course, once it gets to like $9.99, I think will be the sweet spot, $1,200. Just don't sacrifice too much, Samsung. You know, this is a phone for enthusiasts, but also make it so that it can also be mainstream. Because I think that my visually impaired friends out there will really enjoy the Galaxy Z Fold 3. Because honestly, this big phone, big screen, is awesome to have in your pocket. So, do Androids have Siri? No, they don't. Androids have Google Assistant, and Samsung has Bixby. Google Assistant is actually really good. It's technically better than Siri. Voiceover Assistant. Oh. Louis Voice Assistant. No, I've never heard of Louis Voice Assistant. Never heard of that. That's interesting. Sounds like you're a text-to-speech enthusiast, which is cool. So, yeah, I mean, that's about it for the Galaxy Z Fold 3. It's been 3 days. I got this thing on Saturday, and I'm excited to give you guys my 1 month review. That's going to be I want to do an edited thing because I have some camera shots and like some B-roll that I wanna show you guys like the how the cameras look and some real world testing and kind of do a blog on this phone. Vlogs don't do well on my channel, but I love vlogging, so this might be an excuse to vlog. Yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream just as I enjoyed making it. The Z Fold 3 is already out. I think it's available in stores as of this Friday. So yeah, it's available now in stores. If you have $17.99 laying around and you want to get this phone, or you can finance it, actually pay like $55 a month. I used to pay $65 for the first generation, which is kind of backwards, but you know what? These phones are great. See you in the next live stream. Subscribe and stay tuned for more content. And now we have to go through the process of stopping the video. The awkward silence. All right, goodbye.